I didn't film because I didn't think she was gonna make it. I looked up a variety of different reasons on why her legs were completely paralyzed. This is not currently sponsored in any way. It's just, this is what I found there that I thought would be best. They had different brands. We just let her rest down in the basement for about a day or so. And we started to notice that she was... Hey there, my name is Crystal. Welcome to our channel. Today I'm going to talk about how one of our chickens recently got really sick and what we did to help her. So we're just going to do a really quick video about what happened to her and how we fixed it and how she's doing so far. So we have 7 chickens right now. We have 2 buff Brahmas, 2 buff Orpingtons, 2 lavender Orpingtons, and 1 black Australorp. It was our black Australorp that got sick. We were a little concerned by it because we did have 2 black Australorps. This past winter, one of them died from unknown reasons. She was not egg bound. She didn't have a broken egg inside of her. Steve was out here getting eggs one day and noticed that she was laying down inside of the coop, and he went and checked on her and she just wasn't doing good, and he went in to tell me, and when he came back out he went to pet her and she died. We didn't really know what happened. We researched a lot of things. It could have been a variety of stuff, but none of the other chickens got sick. None of the other ones had a problem. She was roughly about 2 years old at that point. It's just a mystery. We weren't really sure. So when this one got sick, we were like, oh no, it's the same thing again. Steve came out. He went to collect the eggs. He looked inside and saw her laying with her back legs, her 2 legs completely flat out behind her. I didn't film because I didn't think she was gonna make it. I didn't take any video or anything. So all I have is our description of it. I did start filming a little bit later. Unlike the other 10, she wanted to eat and drink, so we gave her water and food, and she was very excited to eat. She just couldn't move her legs. She was completely paralyzed. At that point, we decided that it was better for her to come inside the house with us. So that's what we did. We grabbed the stock tank that we use as a brooder, and we cleaned it out really well. We put shavings in there and gave her water. We had some electrolytes for baby chicks left over, and we gave her some food, and we moved her down into our basement just for her to recoup herself. I looked up a variety of different reasons on why her legs were completely paralyzed. The diseases that were being listed just didn't align with her symptoms. Her only symptom was that she could not move her feet and legs, and they were even cold to the touch. So that was the only symptom that we could see, and from what I read online, she had a vitamin B deficiency, and that might have been causing it. She needed to be rehydrated, and at this point it was late on a Sunday and there were no stores open, so I had researched options for different kinds of medicines and treatments that I could give her to try and help her, but there was nothing that I could get at that moment. So she was gonna have to stay in our basement anyway until I was able to help her. Next morning, that Monday, I had to bring the kids to camp. Then we went off to Tractor Supply, and I picked up 2 different kinds because I didn't know what she would respond to better. It's made by Rooster Booster. This is not currently sponsored in any way. It's just, this is what I found there that I thought would be best. They had different brands. Vitamins and electrolytes with lactobacillus, and I think that's just, you know, probiotics or prebiotics. And then it's also got all kinds of different vitamins, and then the typical salt and potassium and things that you would find in electrolytes. And then the other one I got was the same company, but you sprinkle it on their food, and this one's got a bunch of different vitamins too. So I added this and the one to the water, and we just let her rest down in the basement for about a day or so, and we started to notice that she was moving better. She was gripping things with her feet much better, and she was actually trying to walk on one side. So that was really good, and we were really excited because it looked like she was responding well. And the other thing I want to mention is that during this time I was spraying underneath her tail and her vent area with this antimicrobial spray that was just to keep her clean down there, because every time she was pooping it was just going all over her feathers. So to keep her clean, we were spraying this antimicrobial spray, and that seemed to help her a lot too. We kept her downstairs for another day or so, and the next day we noticed that she was actually standing up on both feet, but I wanted to give her more space. I decided that I'm gonna move her outside, and I set up our old baby gates for her and moved her into the grass. Look at you! You're doing so much better.
I have to get her some food. Oh, you're so pretty.
Gave her her food and water outside, and she spent the day outside. I had the umbrella tilted over so she was in partial shade too, so it wasn't too hot where she was. And she was actually starting to walk around, scratch a little bit, but then she'd sit down, she'd lay back down. So she wasn't 100% yet, and I didn't want to move her in with the hens until she was actually able to move around enough to not only defend herself if she needs to, but get around and possibly get up on the roosting bars. And at this point, I just didn't think that she was ready to go up on the roosting bars. She was moving her feet around, but I was a little nervous that she wouldn't be able to grip the roosting bar like the other hens. So she spent the night outside. So we have her out here. We're gonna leave her out here for the night. She's under partially the umbrella in case it rains. It stays dry under it. And I just want her to build up her strength. I really don't want the other hens picking on her, mostly the lavenders. One of the lavenders gets aggressive. She's gonna come out here and just build up her leg strength and keep like exercising that, because inside she couldn't. She's got water and food, and I gave her some lettuce, and Steve just threw her grub terra. So we'll see how she does. We tented it up and put her so that she was able to be somewhat secluded. I had some extra solar lights I put around there so I could keep an eye on her from the house, because we do live on a nature preserve. There are a lot of predators around, and it just seemed kind of risky leaving her vulnerable like that, but I did not want to put her in with the other hens at this point. She did just fine out there overnight. The next morning I came out, I gave her more food and vitamins. She still had water. We also put those same vitamins, we started adding it to the rest of the chickens' water too, so that they're getting that boost of vitamins and everybody can get them equally. I waited till Steve came home later that day and we moved her out with the hens. She did just fine. She was able to defend herself. Oh, that lavender. The other hens picked on her a little bit. The Brahmas did not. They are very sweet. They left her alone, but she held her own. She did okay. We weren't sure if she was going to be able to get up on the roosting bar by herself, and she did. She actually went up onto the higher one, and some of the hens tried to push her off a little bit, but she held her own and she made it through the night. And so far we're on day 2 or 3 of her being outside, and she's doing really, really well. I don't think she's 100%, and I don't know if she will ever be 100% to how she was before, because she does go around. She's able to scratch herself with her feet. She scratches the ground. She moves around like normal. She's able to get up on the roosting bar. She's able to climb around. She's also laying down a lot. And so I don't know if she's 100%, and I don't know if she will ever be 100%. But we're gonna change how we feed and water them a little bit by making sure we add some sort of vitamin to their water, and then we're also going to give them some booster in their chicken feed also. So that's the story of how we potentially saved our paralyzed chicken with vitamins, and hopefully it helps you if you're in a similar situation. We have 2 hens in the nesting boxes, and I'm waiting for them to finish up in there so we can get in the coop to clean it, but that'll be a separate video if you're interested in that. But I think that'll do it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below, anything that you've learned along the way, if you've been in a similar situation. That'll do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye!